You already have the credibility. You have been getting results for quite some time for your teams, for your clients, for yourself, even if you've been doing it as a part of your job, or even if you've been doing it for free, right? You've been getting results. So this isn't about establishing authority and credibility. You already have that. What a signature book is going to do for you is going to help you to amplify the authority and the credibility that you already have. Welcome to the Published and Paid podcast, where we share book, business, leadership, and life lessons in 20 minutes or less to help you build a thought leadership brand and business. My name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a former middle school language arts teacher turned 7-figure entrepreneur, and I am glad that you are here. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of the Published and Paid podcast. I am your published and paid coach, Jasmine Womack. And in today's episode, I'm talking about how a signature book is the cornerstone of your 7-figure empire. Now, if you see me kind of looking over here to the left, it's literally because I'm just looking at my notes, okay? But I really wanted to make sure that I touched on this topic because far too often when I run into business owners, they oftentimes put writing a book or publishing a book at the back of the pack. Like it's something in their mind that they want to do, almost like it's a figment of their imagination. It's like this lofty goal that resides in someday, right? It resides in somewhere. And usually when I'm talking to entrepreneurs and business owners who are looking to grow their brand, they're often investing in some type of marketing program or agency. They're investing in sales. And while those things are important, if you don't have the proper messaging and if you are unclear with the challenges of your audience and you don't know what you're what you're selling and the value of that offer and the outcomes that you can help your clients get and obtain, there is no amount of marketing and there's no amount of sales training that is going to help you if you are unclear with the foundation. And I truly believe that when you take the time to write and self-publish or write and publish a signature book, it helps you to iron out all of those elements, and it only makes the marketing and sales of your offer that much easier. This is why I believe that having a signature book as a part of your offer suite literally is the cornerstone of your 7-figure business. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, most people, I don't have a statistic to back this up. This is just off of me speaking with people over the past 10 years of working in this industry. But oftentimes when people want to write books, it's almost like they initially go to a personal story or a memoir without realizing that a memoir is not going to feed your business because a memoir is about you. Now, am I saying that there's anything wrong with memoirs? No, I'm not. If that's the type of book that you want to write, by all means, go ahead. But what I'm saying is that you cannot write a memoir and then anticipate or even expect that memoir to grow your business. You cannot write about your personal journey with finding God and then expect that book to grow your business unless the two are related and connected. So there must be alignment between your book and the offer that you want to sell if you want to leverage your book to grow a multiple 6 or 7-figure business. Now, there's a difference between regular books that people write and a signature book, okay? So first, let's go over some of the main components of a signature book. So when I'm talking about a signature book, we're talking about a book that is directly connected and related to your business and your brand. And people begin to know you for that message and that solution that you are communicating through your book, okay? Your signature book. When we're talking about your signature book, we're talking about a book that is built on your success frameworks. So if you're anything like many of my clients, those of you all who are watching this, I know that you are a go-getter, You are very ambitious. You are forward thinking. And oftentimes you see a task, you accomplish it, and then you go on to the next without even really thinking about the things that you did to accomplish that task. It's almost like it just comes natural to you. And when you're operating in something that you have developed for quite some time, like when you are operating in a skill set that you've developed, or when you are operating in a gift that comes natural, of course it comes easy to you because it's either a gift or talent that you've naturally inherited, or it's a skill set that you likely have put in years of time, energy to study, to improve, and to refine over time. So what I need you to understand is that what comes easy to you comes difficult to someone else. So like for me, for example, writing comes easy for me. It is a skill set that I've always had. I inherited it from my mother and I inherited it from my great-great-grandmother, okay? It comes easy for me. Even during my days as a middle school teacher, writing was my favorite unit to teach. It was the students, like my former language arts students, they had a lot of anxiety around writing. But because of the joy and love I had for it, and because of my ability to simplify it, I made it easy for them. So you got to understand that the thing that's a skill set for you and the thing that's a gift for you, it comes easy to you, but it's difficult to someone else. And so I said that to say, and what this means for you is that when you're going through the motions of going through your processes and your systems to get the results that you've been getting, you're likely not pausing to think about the specific things that you're doing repeatedly, your success recipe that you've been implementing to get that particular result. And so when you stop and you really start to think about the methods and the steps that you've been implementing on repeat to get these repeated results, when you package that into a framework that you can now communicate and duplicate, that's what you write your book on. You write your book based on your framework, which is your signature success recipe. Now, we'll be diving into this more at the 7-Figure Bestseller Summit, but you got to understand that you taking the time to document your success recipe is going to do wonders for you, right? Because here's the thing. You already have the credibility. You have been getting results for quite some time for your teams, for your clients, for yourself, even if you've been doing it as a part of your job, or even if you've been doing it for free, right? You've been getting results. So this isn't about establishing authority and credibility. You already have that. What a signature book is going to do for you is going to help you to amplify the authority and the credibility that you already have. And when you create this up-leveled credibility, then that's going to lead to more opportunities. And I have so many clients that have literally been able to do this. Dr. Raymond Goings, Dr. Kim Germany, there's Dr. Danielle Sweet Jones, there's Robin Woods Jones. I just have so many clients that already had authority because they were already in leadership positions. They had already gotten results with clients, right? But when they wrote their signature book, this allowed other people to be able to see them, acknowledge them, and respect them for the expertise that they have outside of their careers and outside of their businesses. So it amplified their visibility and their respect factor because now other people were able to see them outside of the day-to-day. And their books were able to reach people at scale. And so when they created these signature books, they created lucrative opportunities as well, whether it was in bulk book sales, whether it was in speaking engagements, whether it was in 4- and 5-figure contracts secured, like it's on repeat. So this is what having a signature book is going to do for you too. Okay. Now, when you have your signature book, it can also be used as a marketing tool. All right. When you write it the right way. So if you're trying to put all this effort and energy or money into hiring a marketing team, Listen, your marketing team is only going to be as good as the information that you give them. And if you are unclear with what you do, who you serve, how you serve them, and the results that you help them to obtain, and if you're unclear with your messaging and the type of language you use, the marketing agency that you hire isn't going to do any better than you could have done on your own. I would even go so far to say this, if you're using Chat GPT or any type of AI tool to help you leverage your marketing efforts. A lot of you all may be using Chat GPT or AI, if you're using it at all, and you don't like what it gives you. But you got to understand that the output is only as strong as the input, okay? So it means that whether it's a technological tool or whether it's a human or a human agency, the quality of what they give you is going to be directly aligned to what you give them. And so what this means is that if you are unclear with your messaging, you don't know the type of words, vocabulary, or language that resonates with your reader, you're busy trying to copy someone that you've seen offline because it looks good or sounds good, but then your back end or your other content doesn't align with the content that you stole or copied, right? You're going to experience disequilibrium. However, when you can actually take your content and when you can take your success systems and your processes and package them in a book in a way that is entertaining, in a way that is educational, in a way that is informative, and you're able to actually transfer knowledge, that's when you actually have a solid marketing tool, okay? Because when you're writing a signature book, it's not just about sitting down, brain dumping an outline, and then writing whatever comes to mind with most of it being about you. That is not how it works. That's not how it works at all. However, writing a signature book is going to require you to get very clear on who you're talking to, the challenges that they face, the outcomes that they want, and how you address those challenges and help them to achieve their outcomes becomes the content for your book. And when you know this, and when you know your content, then it becomes easy to market because now you know what type of content to create. You know what type of objection handling content to create. You know what type of informational content to create. You know your client in and out, so you know the type of looks, you know the type of things that are going to attract them, you know the type of things that are going to repel them. You will know the things that people that are new to you need to know, and you will also know the content that people who are further along in the process, how they can benefit as well. And so when you know this, you can use your signature book as a foundation for creating high converting content. And you can also use your signature book to grow your audience and generate what we call leads. Now, leads are people that are interested in working with you beyond the book. But in order for you to leverage your book to generate leads, and that means that you need to have book funnels established in your book and externally. Now, of course, at the 7-Figure Bestseller Summit, we'll be diving into this. We'll actually be mapping out your book funnel in the room, right? But you need a way to get people from the book to joining your email list. You need a way to get people to go from reading your book to coming onto your text list. Or else you just have a lot of people out there reading your book and you'll leave it up to them to try to find you and to try to figure out how they can work with you. However, if you specifically direct them or tell them where to go and what to do, then your chances of securing them further along in your funnel and securing them as a client increase. And so this is how you can continue to grow your business. I have had countless clients that say, listen, I read your book and I realized that I needed something more. So I joined your workshop and I came to your event and then I joined your program. You got to understand that people are watching you. And when people read your book and they find value in your book, and they like your book, but they're like, listen, I need more accountability. I need more hands-on. I need someone to actually take me step by step through this information. That's what's going to get them into your program. But your signature book has to be aligned to the content that you're putting out. Your signature book has to be aligned to the offer that you're selling. And you need what we call money marketing magnets inside of your book to get people from your book and onto your email list. Okay? When you're able to do this and you're doing this repeatedly and you don't let your foot up off the gas. And so what I mean by that is oftentimes when people write books and they publish books, eventually they stop talking about the book. We don't see it anymore. And then they're trying to go on to the next. Oh, let me go try to rush in and write another book. You guys, I wrote my last book in 2021. It's been 4 years. And I took that one book, I turned that book into a course. I turned that book into a membership. I turned that book into a very high level event. I turned that book into a mastermind. And that one book, I've been able to create a 7-figure empire from that one book. But it was a signature book. It wasn't a book about my life story. It wasn't a book about my children. It wasn't a book about my emotions. It wasn't any of that. Now, if those are the things you're going to build your business on, then have at it by all means. But I want you to think long term, not short-sighted when it comes to your book. Because so many people are thinking about right now. Oh, I'm going through this right now. I want to write a book about it. Or I just went through this and I want to write a book about this right now. Instead of writing a book, maybe you need to go write in your journal. Because when you're writing a signature book, you want to really think about where you want this to take you. Where do you want this to take you a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And are you willing to put in the work to just promote it consistently? Or is it going to be a here today, gone tomorrow? This is what's popular or this is what's important now. And only you can decide that. Only you can decide that. All right. So I want you, if you haven't yet, I definitely want you to consider writing a signature book to grow your business. And if you have already written books before, I want you to go back and look at what you created and ask yourself how it can be improved. And whether or not the book you have is actually positioning you to grow your speaking business, your coaching business, your consulting business, or your service-based business in the way that you want it to. Now, we'll be diving deep into this and actually working through these concepts at the 7-Figure Bestseller Summit. Now, the 7-Figure Bestseller Summit is going up on Saturday, July 12th, 2025 in North Atlanta in a city called Alpharetta, Georgia. Now, the 7-Figure Bestseller Summit is the exclusive live event for entrepreneurs and experts who are ready to elevate their authority, expand their visibility, and accelerate their income by writing a strategic signature book. Now, yes, we have a good time at our live events, but we do a lot of learning and you leave with things done. Now, this is in person only. We want to see you in the room. You can visit www.7figurebestseller.com to secure your ticket before prices increase on May 31st. Okay. We want to see you in the room. All right. And until our next episode, peace, love, and impact. See you guys soon.